Hey, Tubes. Having a major decompression after a busy weekend. But watching some random videos and whatnot, and I just noticed something a bit disturbing and, interesting and probably helpful. You know those AI generated pictures of people? Now, I haven't done an extensive amount of testing, research, whatever you want to call it. But I noticed from the 30, 40 something pictures I saw that they can't make eye contact. You know how, like, I can look at a camera, or you can see a picture of someone looking at a camera or whatever, and you're basically making eye contact with them. The AI, I think, can't, because they don't have eyes. Like they don't know how to make eye contact because it's not a focal point on a body for them. It's it's an artificial construct or camera. They don't have the physical sense. Even if they're demonic entities, I've noticed one of the recurring themes. Something wrong with my eye. See that? It's all red. With demonic a possession is, and probably you've seen it too, is loss of bodily control. They can lash out, they can do things, they can do whatever, but they have no fine sense. They can't, like do any fine manipulation. It's like they're numb, or like they're not used to using a body. Probably is like they're numb, because you see them damaging themselves a lot. You see a lot of people who are demonically possessed, cutting themselves, hurting themselves, yada yada yada. But anyway, little tiny bit off topic. But anyway, the I think an easy way, a good way, easy, I don't know, a good sniff test, a quick sniff test is if you're trying to figure out if a image is a AI person or an actual human being. Can they make eye contact? Is there I've noticed a lot of them, they're just looking into the middle distance, or it's almost like they're looking at the camera, but not quite. If I can attempt to do that, I don't know if I can do that. But there's something wrong with the eyes. They're also lifeless. There's no spark. They just look like it looks kind of real until you're really looking at the eyes and just something's off. The eyes are the windows to the soul and all that. But just something interesting I just noticed. So if you're looking at, if they see something on the news or, whatever, yada, 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 and any picture of the person, they're always looking off into the middle distance, or they're not quite making eye contact when they are looking at the camera, chances are that's a AI image, because most people are looking at something. Like even the pictures of the AI generated people, when they're looking into the middle distance, they're not quite looking at anything. Like the AI just doesn't know how to use eyes. But like I said, I haven't done extensive testing. Just from the 30, 40 pictures I saw, all the AI, they're always looking at nothing, off to the right or left, or they're not quite looking at the camera. Like you could look at both the eyes, and they're not like it's weird. In this light, my eyes look brown right now. They're bright blue. But like I said, there's just something off with the eyes. So just something to look for. Not, I don't know. There's so much to talk about right now, but there's so much I got to sift through before I'm going to say anything about anything. Except that sanctions are wrong, and all they do is they harm innocent people that have nothing to do with the military. Why should a nation's people suffer because two militaries have a beef with each other? It's disgusting. I'd infinitely rather, because they signed up for it. I'd rather a few thousand soldiers, stand off, do their little pissing contest, measure their whats and huff 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 and puff 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 and part ways. Whatever the generals and whatever need to do. Have a little skirmish. Go back to your respective country. Some guy who is not even there and in charge gets a new shiny medal. Whatever. Do your military industrial complex bureaucracy BS. Go, do it within the military. But the fact that we have these, like, okay, we're at war with. I'm being kind of non-specific just in case, we're at war with a country, so let's starve their people out. Let's deny their people food and energy and heat. Why? That's disgusting. That should be a war crime. It's like, at least like when you're dropping white phosphorus on people, it's in an area, So what? We should do just like a Great Leap Forward type situation and kill 10 million people, 15, 20 million, no idea. 100, how many people died during the Great Leap Forward from China? It's way more than the fake numbers from the what. But anyway, and that actually happened. But anyway, blah 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 blah. It's to deny an entire country's people the basic amenities that they need to live in our given current society is disgusting. When you pass sanctions, children die. Like I know for a fact I can go a solid week without eating. It's not fun, but I can do it. Can a 5-year-old go a full week without eating? No, they'll die. And everyone gets a week. Everyone gets multiple weeks. There's no staging. There's no, it's tire. It's why Polish people still to this day do not like the Germans, because of the starvation winter when the Germans starved out the Polish and tons of them died. They starved to death. The survivors of that were not very fond of the Germans. It built a little animosity, kind of like what happened with China and Japan, with how Japan treated everyone else during World War II. By the way, I mean the military, Japanese military, German military. But either way, it still creates animosity between countries. There was animosity between Japan, and they really burned. Poor Japan burnt so many bridges. But they were sacrificial lamb. Every loser, and some of the winners after World War II were basically, to join the club, had to do some things. China did it. Japan did it. But my theory, I've no factual evidence of this, but it just from all the psyops and all the BS that happened, specifically surrounding certain countries, like Germany was completely burned. They were just like a lot of their beautiful cities were destroyed. Dresden firebombed. All these beautiful places in Germany were completely destroyed. Their people, their country was cut in half. They were kept very destitute. The Western Bloc, which was which was occupied by NATO, and a ton of their people got addicted to heroin. Nightmare. They ruined Germany because Germany had some of the best people in the entire world. Strongest, fittest, smartest, best looking, most capable. When you look at their history, it's just a hit list. It's just a nonstop, platinum hits. They're really good at stuff. So they were decimated. Can't have that. Can't have a strong, capable people. So let's go ahead and destroy them. And gosh, I'm afraid to say his name at this point. Who I think was a patsy. and he got trumped up. He accomplished all this stuff. He found all this technology. I've talked about it before. And then they burned him, and he freaked the hell out, which is why he went. I'm not saying he's a good guy. He's not awesome or anything. He was hanging out with demons, and a huge fan of H.P. Blavatsky. Which, by the way, I ordered some books. They were hard to find, like the real ones, like the unabridged ones. I had to do a little searching. Some of them they wanted over $1,000 for the books, and I'm like, I'm not paying $1,000 for this stuff. But I was able to find some things. I had to spend some cash, but it's fine. Some things I don't even want to talk about until I have them in my hands, and I can be like, look at this. So expect some of that. That's going to be fun. But anyway, blah blah blah. You could look back to how many people were into H.P. Blavatsky, and it's clear how many people are connected and on the same team. If you go back far enough, it's like a family tree, but with evil. It's like a satanic family tree. If you go back far enough, everyone's part. They all meet somewhere. All the offshoots. The ODO and all those. Different organizations, and even within the Freemasons, there's different organizations and offshoots. But if you go back, they all meet in the same place. They all the same. Like the Masonic obsession with prostitutes goes way back to the holy prostitute, not our holy, but their holy. The temple prostitute. Certain gods and goddesses would have temple prostitutes, which were considered sacred, and they would, you'd come in, you'd go to the temple, and you'd have sex with the priestess. I know, right? But anyway, it's all connected. Blah 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 blah. I'm really off topic. I started this about how to tell it how to spot an AI, how to spot a Terminator. No, yeah. That's about it. Don't want to ramble too much about nonsense. But yeah, gonna be getting those books soon. Gonna be doing videos on that. I'm gonna do some reading on them. We've all seen, well, not all of us, but a lot of us have seen videos and different things on other people that have read it, but I haven't. I haven't held a copy in my hands and seen these words with my own eyes. So I would like to, and I'm pretty sure I can find other stuff in there because I'm really good at spotting things and noticing stuff. So have some fresh eyes. Also, too, I'm not coming from the. I still have a biblical knowledge and whatnot, but it's not my strength at all. My strength for what it is, I have a huge history in the occult and mythology and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be useful for a born again non-Christian Christian. Like someone who wasn't raised in the Bible and has no idea what any of this stuff is. Rather than someone like that being like, oh, here's all this evil stuff they say. I might be able to glean more from it. Who knows? Like I said, my background's a little different than most of these people out here doing this stuff, which is fine. I have, in some ways, I'm a little jealous of I wasted so much time doing bad stuff, but at the same time, I learned a lot about the other side during my journeys. But anyway, that's about it. Before I get too rambling, I'm lagging really, really, really bad, and might get booted. I've been at a weird angle this whole time too. It looked like crap this whole video. But anyway, love you guys. Have a beautiful day. God bless you.